There are a lot of ways to cook up a spread for Thanksgiving and many ways to get hurt while making it. Dr. Eugene Dickens with Utica Park Clinic joins us today with how to avoid a trip to the emergency room over the holidays. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We were talking in the break. You'd be surprised how many people do end up in the emergency room on Thanksgiving or the holidays. And it's easy to understand. You've got more people likely in the house than usual, distractions, and that's when something can happen. What are some of the most common types of burns that you all see in the emergency room?
Yeah, for sure. It's a running race between scald injuries in children and flame injuries in adults. So most commonly this time of year, people will be setting brush on fire and using gasoline as an accelerant, which is not a good idea. I don't think we're gonna have a lot of turkey injuries from outdoor fires, but yeah, that's the most common injury: flame injuries in adults using accelerants, and then unfortunately children with scald injuries, usually from ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles, okay.
Yeah, ramen noodles, look out.
So if you get a burn or one of the kids, what's protocol? What's the first thing you should do? Yeah,
so, you just want to take the heat out of the burn. So lukewarm water. We get patients who come in like, I put it on ice, I did the right thing. It's like, no. That could actually make it worse. So best practice is just run lukewarm water over the burn for several minutes at least, put a simple covering on it, and then really call the burn center. I mean, if it's an obviously big burn, you need to come in, transport yourself, call 911 if needed. But the burn center is open 24/7. There's always someone there to answer the phone, and we can triage those phone calls and manage patients appropriately.
And that I was just going to ask, when should you make the call of, okay, do I need to go in, or is this something that I can treat at home? Maybe the burn center could help you make that decision of, if I can just stay here. We might push our planned dinner back a few hours.
Sure. I'd say if it's bigger than a Band-Aid, just call us.
Okay.
Right? That's why we're here. We service this half of the state. It's what we do. We're good at it. And it is kind of specialized care, to be honest. We see a lot of over and under triage in burn patients from well-intentioned urgent care centers, emergency clinics, that sort of thing. So you really need to do a lot of burn care to really be good at burn care. So, if it's bigger than a Band-Aid, just call us. We'll help sort it out.
Okay, so what should people be looking out for in the kitchen? It's Thursday, you're doing a lot of prep, it's go time. What are ways that, prevention would be best case scenario here. Just don't get burned at all.
Right. Don't cook yourself. That's kind of a good starting point. I would say probably the biggest thing we can do is have a kid-free zone. I think we're all pretty good about having some safe working spaces in our own kitchens with our own children, but especially during the holidays, you're gonna have lots of visitors, lots of nieces, nephews, grandkids, etc. So having some clear boundaries around some areas that are less safe for kids would help to prevent some of those, really horrible accidents that change the holiday event for everybody.
Sure, and consider using the back burners. It never occurs to me, hey, those are there to be used, not just to look at.
Exactly.
Always use the front right one.
Yeah, another thing I'd just say briefly, I think fire extinguishers can be kind of intimidating. So for $10, you can get a fire suppression can of spray at the, local hardware store and just have them readily available, just single use. If there's a fire, you just spray and put it out.
Okay, always good insight. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.